Hey everyone, I'm Odie Matthews. This is the Peter McKinnon Nomatic Luma 18-liter camera bag. Such a mouthful, but here is everything you need to know in 15 minutes or less. Okay, first and foremost, I just want to say that Nomatic did not send me this bag. I bought it with my own money. So this review is completely on my own accord because I wanted to test this bag out and now I want to tell you about it. Okay, first and foremost, the materials on this bag. It is made from a 900D poly ox on the outside with nylon webbing and YKK zippers. Now, when it comes to the material in this bag, it's pretty well done. Not the easiest to clean like tarpaulin and things of that nature, but overall, I've been using this bag for about 2 months and it has fallen into the dirt and been leaned up against some stuff, and the material has mostly kept a clean aesthetic, which is a huge bonus for me. And the YKK zippers are also extremely nice. There's no issues there, and there never would be because they're YKK with some glorious zipper pulls. Now, this bag is 2.6 pounds empty, which is really important because it is a small 18-liter camera bag, which means if your camera equipment weighs a lot, like mine does, you're gonna feel that weight. And that is where I was mainly impressed with this bag. At 18 liters, fully packed out with my Sony FX30, my giant battery, my monitor, my extra lens, which is an anamorphic metal lens, all of my audio equipment, all of the accessories for my camera. Not only does that all fit in this bag, but even when I had this bag on for extended periods of time, it did not feel like I had that much gear in my bag. This bag does come with an accessory strap that you can use to hold some things in, and then at the bottom here, there's a secret spot to put a tripod butt in. Now, personally, I didn't really use that because if I'm bringing my tripod, it's my small rig, massive tripod, so that's not gonna fit on here. But when it came to the back straps and the air channel, again, it's just solid. They don't look like much. They're pretty simple, a little stiff with some foam. You've got your sternum strap, a very nice air channel with a luggage pass-through here, very breathable, all super nice. You have a nice handle up here at the top that connects to both of the straps, makes it easy to grab. There's really not a lot of other grab points on this bag at all, which is why I was impressed with it, but it's just a nice little bullet cube for camera gear. Okay, with all of that, now let's get into the thing that everybody actually cares about, and that's all the pockets, nooks, crannies, and how I loaded this out with the camera gear that I have. Starting with the laptop compartment, it'll fit up to a 16-inch MacBook Pro, very solid laptop compartment. Typically when I'm out shooting, I'm not really bringing my laptop with me, so I didn't get to fully experience what that was like, but in the couple times that I did put my laptop in here, very solid, very well protected, up against the back of the bag. It's everything you want. Now, up at the very top is your quick access. Now, this is a pretty thin pocket, and honestly, I didn't want to put a ton in here because of the shelf system that's directly under it. But for me, I just put my sunglasses or my AirPod Pros, or quickly put my keys in there if I needed to. Anything simple. It's a nice quick access, small flat pocket. On the side, you do have the ability to go onto the inside of the bag. Now, typically, and especially the way this bag was loaded out for me, that's not something I'm using. If I'm getting my camera out, I'm getting more than just my camera out, so these side accesses aren't something I typically use. There's also the Velcro dividers on the inside that connect to the door, so anytime you open it, you're unvelcroing them, and that's too much wear and tear on the Velcro for my taste, and also I don't want to listen to that. I don't want to listen to that every time I need my camera. On the other side of the door, you have a magnetic with some mesh for expansion water bottle pocket. They can also fit a small tripod if you want to. And that covers everything on the outside of the bag. A little quick, I know, but the meat and potatoes are on the inside. First and foremost, you have the ability to open this bag up and see the entirety of the inside. Now, mine's pretty empty because everything that would be in here is being used currently. And another thing to note is this shelf up here at the top is also accessible by the zipper on the outside. This is something that they carried over from the 22-liter camera bag that I really loved, was this little shelf system. I thought it was really cool, and I liked the way that if I wanted to keep quick stuff up here, like maybe my camera with a smaller lens, I could and just open this to get it out. But if I need access to everything, there's no divider here. There's nothing I need to worry about. It's still same gear. I can see it all. I can use this for that quick access with the flap, or I can just pack it out like I normally would and open this bad boy clamshell style. And that honestly to me is what really sold me on the bag. That and the ability for it to fit all of my camera gear at just 18 liters. So what I normally have in here is my DJI mic kit up at the top, as well as any other smaller accessories that I might have. Below that and in the rest of the camera cube compartment is my Sony FX30 body, my 16-35 lens, my anamorphic 25mm lens, my monitor, and then a large wandered tech pouch, which is where I'm able to fit all of my camera accessories like my top handle, my adjustable arm mount, all of that stuff, my batteries, they all fit nicely in that little compartment in that tech pouch, which fits at the bottom of this bag nicely, which also means I have something at the bottom of this bag that's protected and I don't have to worry about when I put it down. Because if everything is in that pouch and it's really well protected and guarded and padded at the bottom, I don't have to worry about any like valuables at the bottom, which is a nice little thing that I like to do when running my camera bags. Now, on the other side, you have some mesh quick access guys. In the bottom one here is normally where I keep any of my HDMI or audio cables for any of my setup. And then in the two above that is where I'll keep like an SD card holder or any additional small accessories that I might need. Okay, now I just talked a lot about how much I love this bag and some of the things it offers. So let's talk about the pros and the cons. Pro number one is something I already really talked about quite a lot, but it's gonna be that camera organization. I really like the way that it's laid out. I like the way that the dividers are really bendable and flexible to really make it a unique loadout for your camera gear. And the fact that it's all one without removable camera cubes, to me, is a bonus. It's something that I actually kind of enjoy a lot more than having a removable camera cube because I'm probably not gonna bring it with me. Why am I talking in a Southern accent? Con number one is the fact that this bag doesn't really stand up on its own when it's fully packed out. Sometimes it'll fall over, lean back, lean forward, depending on how I have it. And for me with a camera bag, I like it to stand up. When it's empty, I really don't have a problem. It is leaning backwards a little bit. You can't really see it from this angle, but if you have a lot of heavy gear, it just tends to lean forward. And I don't really like having to prop it up. So for me, that's not my favorite thing. Whereas every other camera bag from the Nomatic Peter McKinnon line stands up on its own, regardless of how you pack it out. And pro number two is gonna be the comfort on this bag. The way it carries for an 18-liter, pretty heavily packed out bag impressed me quite a bit. Honestly, I don't really know what else to say about the comfort other than it's an A+. And again, for its small size, I didn't have really any issues, and my loadout isn't exactly light, in my opinion. Con number two is gonna be that this isn't really that ideal for strapping anything on the outside of the bag. If you're a big fan of even their 22-liter or like the Wandered Provoke or anything of that nature where you have straps that you can strap across it or on the side to keep bigger items like larger tripods, jackets, rain covers, anything like that strapped to the bag, the fact that this only offers a tiny little accessory strap that I'm not even sure where it ended up because it just didn't really do anything for me. It wasn't as useful as I would have personally liked. And that is just a little bit of a bummer for us camera people that maybe want to bring some stuff on the outside or rely on stuff being on the outside, depending on your loadout. And pro number three is going to be the shelf system that carried over from the 22-liter camera bag. I know that's not exactly unique to the Nomatic line or anything like that, but I just really like it. I think it really works well, and it's probably at its best in this bag. Though it's great on the previous version, I think that this one really nailed how to utilize it correctly for a camera loadout, and this bag's emphasis is just camera gear. I mean, that's all you really have room for. That's all it's really designed for, and that really just makes all of the pieces that they put work the best that I've personally seen them. Okay, and con number three is a little bit of a nitpick, but those two small mesh pockets on the back of the bag on the inside have one zipper for both of them, which means that if you put something in one and you put something in the other and you want something in the furthest one, you still have to unzip the entire thing. And I don't know why, but I just wish it was two separate zippers, one for each one. Just a little thing that I noticed that kind of was inconvenient, but not that much, but enough that I noticed it. Okay, so honestly, I think this bag is pretty well done. Now, the 18-liter system isn't that large, and most of the gear that I said that I had in here is my run and gun system. It's not including like my gimbal or big tripods or extra lighting gear or anything like that. So when I say that this is a good camera bag, it's definitely a good camera bag for a run and gun type setup where you don't have to bring a lot of gear or you don't have to rely on a lot of gear that wouldn't fit in something like this. If you bring a ton of stuff, this bag is not gonna be right for you. I would definitely recommend looking at something larger, because honestly, my run and gun stuff, I kind of had to tweak a little bit to fit in here, but the fact that my tweak isn't really that big of a deal for when I'm shooting and I like the way it works in this bag, I'm still gonna take it as a win. So I think that if you're looking for a smaller, compact, durable, comfortable, easy to organize, and very customizable camera bag, this is the one that I would recommend. So with all of that being said, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about the Peter McKinnon Nomatic Luma 18-liter camera bag, such a mouthful, let me know in the comments below and I'll do my very best to answer those for you. Thank you guys again so very much for all the love and support. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all of that wonderful nonsense. Check out my second YouTube channel, Magnum Opus, link down below if you like movie reviews. And with all of that, I will see you next time. I'll see you next time.